and welcome to Business Unusual. We continue talking about thriving in and post COVID-19 crisis. And of course, we've been looking at businesses that are birthed in a crisis or post a recession, yet we see them today and they are successfully thriving and serving humanity. We are asking ourselves, now that we're in a pandemic, how do we handle this? Do we go down with everything else, or do we arise and say that there's something inside of us that can come to bring solutions to humanity? My name is Susan Opio.
And my name is Charles Opio.
Today, we want to look at this wealth creation or wealth transfer in the midst of a crisis. And we are asking ourselves, where do we stand?
Yes.
What are the possibilities?
As we've been saying over and over, and we continue to say, we are sitting in one of the best moments in history.
Yes. Oh, yes.
If you've been tracking with us, if you haven't been tracking with us, please go back and watch the past episodes.
Yes.
And you'll understand why we say that. We've given facts, we've given history, we've talked about what happened post-war, post-pandemics. Now we're looking at post-recession. We've looked at all the companies that thrived, those that were birthed, those that developed, and those that are still here. Now the question that we're looking at as individuals, we've looked at the bigger picture, now we are coming to ourselves. And in this environment, we want to speak to you, the individual, sitting on the edge of this scenario. It's one thing to say we are about to go into a massive wealth transfer and change. Another thing, to give you some tips. These are some of our ideas.
Yes.
We want to give you some tips and thoughts just by pointing at some of the emerging things that are coming out, some of the opportunities that are actually available, and also some suggestions and ideas. You can use this, you can modify, you can have your own. The general idea is we have a blank check in terms of where we are going. What are we going to do with it?
And I think we've talked about Noah many times. We've always talked about Noah. If you've been tracking, you notice we talk about Noah because he's a perfect example of where we are today, where we say that when he came out of the ark, the landscape was just full of opportunities. Coming out of a crisis like this, there's so much opportunity if only our eyes can be fixated on the right thing.
Yes.
We can look at the crisis or we can look at the future.
Yep.
Where are we looking at?
So now, let's talk to you. If maybe you've been laid off during COVID,
oh, yes.
you know, either you've been laid off, salaries at half your salary, you have to work from home or no work at all. It's time for you to sit down and ask, what's available to you?
Yes.
What's available to you? What kind of opportunities actually exist? Because the reality is that some parts of the economy have ground to a halt, and maybe those parts of the economy were part of what you are part of.
Yes.
But there are many things that are still growing, still moving, and it's time to be adaptive.
And it's actually what we are saying is we are challenging you to become adaptive, to become flexible, to become innovative, to become open.
Yes.
Open, that there are possibilities out there.
Don't be bound by, remember, if you've been following us, we've spoken about the end of serfdom, the end of all those things that change. So you have to remove that from your mind and say, that version of me may not be applicable here, but there's another version of me that is built for this.
That is emerging in this season.
Yes.
And I think also we've been talking about when you see a crisis like this, we don't see a crisis, but we see an intervention by heaven.
Exactly.
Depending on where you're looking at. We can see this as an intervention by heaven to shift some things forever. For example, we talked about serfdom, that in the midst of a crisis, this shift appeared, which now dictated how labor was looked at.
Yes, how work,
after that.
What work was, what did it mean? So in the same way, that's where we are. So even in this, some of the ideas we're going to tell you, some of them can begin from right where you are, at home. You can begin, and in the midst, you don't have to wait for the end of COVID to start this. And some of them may start from home, but post-COVID, based on what we've been saying, may grow into something much bigger, something more massive than what you can currently think about. So, and a lot of these things, we really spoke in the last broadcast about the importance of the turning point that was brought by the Microsofts and such companies, and also the power of companies like Salesforce, Google, and Facebook, and how they changed how we do business. So if you didn't have that backdrop, it would not be easy to understand some of these things.
Yeah.
And some of this business we are discussing, a business you can begin even from home, and many of them obviously are online. Like we've said before, online becomes crucial to what we are doing. Now, because they are online, it tells you that you'll be needing very little overheads.
Yes.
In other words, You don't need massive office space. You do not need equipment. All you need is maybe a PC, a laptop, something that goes online.
As long as you're virtual.
As long as you're virtual.
I think also you have to remind people here, we've talked about being in the, getting into the 5th industrial revolution.
Yes.
And this is talking digital.
Absolutely.
So whatever business we're talking about going forward must be in this space.
They have to space. Be. In fact, you already have your back office.
Okay.
You have your infrastructure. They are called Google.
Yes.
They are called Facebook.
Yes.
They are called Instagram. All these online platforms already provide for you technology you don't need to get involved with. But you are able to ride off and leverage off of them to be able to do these businesses.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think also we're talking about 3 factors that will influence business going into the future. 3 factors. And of course we're talking about the why, the affordability, the quality. And we need to break this down.
Yes.
When we talk about why, can we discuss that?
Yeah, why? Why is your business existing?
Okay.
You know, you can't tell me you've always dreamt of having a business. That's not a why.
It's not about dreams here.
In fact, those things have to go away. One of the things that has to go away is image.
Yes.
You know, in the olden days, business was an office, furniture, all these, so many things that had nothing to do with productivity.
Actually, sometimes you had an office fully furnished without an idea.
Absolutely.
Then now that I have this thing, okay,
what do I do? Yes.
But I have the space.
Yes.
Why? Coming from where we are coming from, business was an office.
Absolutely.
When people saw that sign outside there, then they're like, okay, here is a business.
Yeah.
But today, business is you.
Yes. Why? Why do you have this business?
Why?
If you can answer that question, you've begun correctly. I am doing this because I want to provide this service. Because I want to help people do this. Because I want to make it easier for people to do this. Because I want to make this thing more accessible. Because I want to provide this service. I'm giving you ideas.
Okay, because I think I like what you just said, that if you give me those ideas, then it's easier for me to go through them and say that, wait, why am I starting this business? Because most of the time, I have lost my job, my business has gone down, the economy is doing badly, therefore I need to make some money. That's not a motivation
Don't do that. That's not an idea. That's a survival technique. Don't talk about survival techniques. Don't react to your problem. Provide a solution.
That's a good one to hold on to. Don't react to your problem.
Completely.
Your problem should not be the driver of what you want to do.
Yes.
Your problem should not be the motivator.
Exactly.
Or the informer of what you need to do.
Yes.
So what you need to do should be informed by something greater than your problem.
Why am I here? What question is my business answering? That's a simple thing. What question is it answering? When somebody wakes up, what did he complain about that you fixed?
So I had a question.
Yes.
Then this is the answer to that.
Exactly.
I think I like that because if you think about it that my business is an answer, then notice how far I am detached from my business, in the sense of I'm not doing it to make money.
Yes.
I'm doing it to provide a solution to my environment, to the nation.
And as long as that requirement exists, you will thrive.
Okay.
So the why is so important. Before you start anything,
answer that
question. Answer the why.
Does that tell me also, when you talk about answer this question, it also demands that you sit down?
Yes.
Stop running.
Research.
Most of the time we are looking for an office, or we are looking for software.
Yes.
We are looking for an idea. We are saying stop.
Exactly.
Why am I starting this?
So the question will be, who even needs this?
Yes.
How important is this?
Okay.
What gap does it fill? Why would people, if people didn't have it, what is important? And if they have it, what is important? What is unique? It doesn't matter whether it's causing people to be happier, causing people to be, whether it's an emergency situation, it doesn't matter. There has to be a gap it fills.
Yes. And are you saying also, when I'm answering that question, I should not look at my neighbors, what they are doing. I should not listen to what other people are doing, but I should listen to myself to hear that answer, like, what am I answering?
Yes. And
what am I bringing?
And why is that question important? Because it will determine how long you stay.
Okay. That's important.
Because if you think it's other people's problem and not something you're providing, then what will happen is that you'll quickly switch off. You won't have the strength to carry on.
Yes.
But if you have something you're answering to, it will also help you as a guideline to improve. For example, if I say I want to provide a service, say deliveries.
Yes.
Of food.
Because here we are, people are at home, they are working from
Yes.
home. Now, even getting into the traffic or just getting out to go and pick up something. So I want to deliver things to the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll now ask, with that why, that's what I want to provide. Now other questions will come. What are the logistical advantages
of that?
What is the demand for the market? Who am I delivering to?
Yes.
How?
What am I
when?
delivering? Okay.
In which cycles? Is it sustainable? So many other questions come from the why.
So just asking that one, it opens a whole world.
Yeah, that why will help you eliminate.
Okay.
And you can't say why because so and so did it. Don't try. You will fail.
I like what you say.
Because you don't know their why.
Respond to your problem.
Yes.
That's also powerful.
Yeah, because if you don't know my why and you're looking outside
yes.
and you copy me, you'll have trouble.
Because you don't know what is driving me.
You don't know my why.
Okay, that's good. Talking about the why.
Yes.
Now, let's go to the next thing, affordability. That's another thing we need to talk about. When you're thinking of opening a business, when you're thinking of moving forward post-COVID,
yes.
talk about affordability.
You see how they work together?
Yes.
When you solve the why, the affordability comes in two realms. The affordability is, can I afford to do it? Is it worth my while?
Okay.
And two, can people afford it? Remember, when people come out of a crisis,
yes.
they are not in a hurry to push money out. So your service must be quality, but it must make sense.
Yes.
They must be able to say, I'm getting, for now suddenly, people want value for their money.
Oh, yes.
You can no longer send me clothes to look good. Actually, I don't want a suit. Sometimes I do Zoom meetings. I may need only a tie.
Yes. That's it.
Now that I don't need any trousers, I don't need any of those things.
Well, I think even COVID, we can say, it's like COVID came to declare the end of the suit.
Yes.
Because this is something we have held on to for a long time.
Absolutely.
And some people have opened businesses on that perspective.
Exactly.
Now, the perspective has been shattered.
Absolutely.
We don't need suits anymore. I mean, the most interesting thing right now, unless you're doing very corporate, very corporate meetings, coming in a suit.
You actually look funny in Zoom.
In Zoom, you look funny. So things have just been redefined.
There you go.
Going into a Zoom meeting, yes. Maybe now you notice shirts are selling more, blouses are selling more.
But something that has shot through the roof, makeup.
Oh, yes.
Now people are looking at your face throughout the meeting.
Yes.
The game has changed.
Close-up.
Yes. In the past, you were just somewhere in the corner.
Yes.
It didn't matter so much. So you see how things are dynamics. So, and whatever it is must be affordable. Yes. It must make sense to people. Affordable doesn't mean cheap. Let's get that very clear.
Okay.
Affordable means it meets its demand.
Yes.
In other words, I will pay more if something is meeting my demand. And that's still affordable.
I think also talking to different countries right now, we're in Kenya. Talking in Kenya, your business, are you supplying an individual? Are you supplying the county?
Yes.
Or are you supplying the government?
Exactly.
It all depends on what you're talking about here.
Yes.
What I have, does my county need?
There you go.
All right? Two, like you're saying, will they afford it? Sometimes they need it.
But they don't have a budget for it, so don't take the risk.
There's no budget for that.
Yes.
So you have to change your tactic.
Exactly. That means, again, you notice something common in this new era. Research, research, research. Yes. You must get your details, you must get your facts, you must know your history, you must know the future. Things are changing. Let's take something simple about affordability. Because of COVID, for example, you might not want to go to the barber anymore.
Oh, yes.
And maybe you are a barber. Do you say no more clients? Or do you say, how do I move from them coming to me going? How do I change that?
I'm waiting for people to come.
No.
I'm looking at going to the people.
Yes.
Bringing the services to the people.
You see, if you're a barber without research, you will say there are no clients. If you're a barber with research, you'll realize we're in Zoom more. We need more haircuts.
Oh, yes.
So it's a matter of how do you position that.
Yes.
So, are you willing to come home? If you are willing, affordability changes. You can no longer charge what you used to charge when we used to come.
Yes.
You can charge more and you can insist, by the way, I will sell you your own shaver. which I will come and shave you with and nobody else.
And I think
I'm willing to pay more because of COVID.
Yes, and I think also for, let's say, the example you're using now for barbers,
yes.
I need to ask myself, I used to be stationed in a,
yes.
in a place.
Yes.
Now I'm the one going.
Yes.
My equipment changes.
Completely.
Meaning,
portable equipment.
When I come, I have to ask myself, how do I convince my clients that I am safe?
Yes.
How do the clients convince me that I am safe?
Yes.
Because it's not about them being safe.
And
you also
not.
have to be safe.
Yes.
Now look at all those.
Everything now changes.
Yeah.
So affordability has again a story.
With dynamics
inside
now.
of it.
Yes.
All the dynamics that
yes.
go around there.
Okay.
Now, of course, one thing you can never change in this whole dynamic of the wine affordability is the third quality you mentioned.
Quality.
Yeah. Quality becomes key.
Oh, yes.
Quality is people are now choosing. Remember, people don't want to spend without thinking, but they also want things that will last longer.
Oh, yes. And I think that's where we talk about, for example, anybody
yes.
who advertises, for example, in Instagram.
Yes.
You cannot show me a picture that you have downloaded
yes.
and tell me this is what you're bringing for me. Yet yours is a copy.
Exactly.
All right?
Exactly.
So we are looking and saying, don't show me a picture of one thing and deliver a different thing.
You will go back with it. It will cost you transport.
Yes.
It might not, because you might insist I pay for the transport assuming it's the right thing.
Yes.
But it will have cost you not a client. It will have cost you a reputation.
Oh, yes. Because again
with social media.
Social media.
I will tell everybody.
Yes. And it's so easy. It's
so
quick,
the loss gets
so
worse.
Yes.
Yes. So we must get into a space where we understand that people want products that are affordable, meaning if you balance these two things, if you balance affordability with quality, the price doesn't have to be cheap.
Yes. We are not talking about cheap here.
Yes. Now let's go back to the barber.
Yes.
With the barber, if you tell me that, listen, what I want you to do, I want you to buy your own, say, hair cutting machine. I will insist, because it is mine, on a better quality even than the one you normally had in the shop.
Yes, that's true.
2, I'll want it to last.
Okay.
3, the benefit to you is because you will be the one who will regularly come back.
Nobody
so
else.
Now you have a guaranteed client, not a guest walk-in.
And I think also, like, I can give you an example.
Yes.
Talking of the COVID season, when everybody worked from home, my hairdresser comes home.
Yes.
When you talk of makeup artist who comes to train you, not just to put your makeup, to
exactly.
train you. Meaning you're now charging not just for putting makeup, but for training. Because
yes.
how long can you come to put makeup on me? I have 4 meetings in a day.
Yes.
I'm not going to...
You probably want to get into selling the makeup that you train with.
You remember I talked about repurpose?
Repurpose.
I'm a makeup artist, but I'm saying I can train you, so I'm charging for that.
So don't get stuck. I used to be a makeup artist,
yes.
now I don't have clients. No. You're the one who knows makeup. Become a makeup salesperson.
Yes.
Because you're a makeup artist, the brands trust you.
Yes.
And listen, the brands also, nobody's walking into the shop. The brands now need you, who understands makeup, to sell their product.
Yes.
Repurposing.
It's a whole dynamic. I mean, when you talk about those 3 things, the why,
yes.
affordability, and quality,
yes.
when you look at all those things, they help you also define your service or your product. Define your path, where you say that this is what now I see myself as. And we're going to look at some of these things.
Yes.
Where we are going to say, let's look at this area and ask ourselves, how does this person repurpose their...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what we want to really look at now. And we're going to kind of try and pull people from different sectors.
Okay.
And remember our context. Our context is you found yourself in a situation because of COVID. So we're asking you to realize that there's one version of you that was pre-COVID. We're speaking now more specifically to people who've either been laid off or people who no longer have work, or their salary has come down. You have to work from home. You're not sure of the future.
Yes.
Yet there is still a lot you could do.
And we're talking about, like you've said, pre-COVID, you are one person.
Yes.
Post-COVID, just realize you might not. In fact, it's a guarantee.
You will not go back
to be the same person.
Yes.
You have to repurpose. You have to do things differently. And you have to ask yourself, am I stuck because I was laid off?
Yes.
Am I stuck because my business went down? Am I stuck because when I look at my expertise, it's no longer needed post-COVID.
Yes.
I mean, who wants to build an ark after the flood?
Yes. So what do I carry from the knowledge of the days of the ark that I can repurpose and use post-ark?
Let's look at an e-commerce consulting company.
Yes.
Let's look at some of these things and say, how do they repurpose? How do they move forward?
In fact, the ideas we are giving is what you should become. Okay. Assume you've been laid off from a tech company. And in your mind, I used to be the person who used to do 1, 2, 3 in the company.
Okay.
It's time for you to become the e-commerce consulting company. Okay. In other words, you already know what needs to be done and what you don't understand.
You're saying that you're laid off from an e-commerce company?
Yes.
Now you're saying, become that company.
Yes.
You can't just sit and say, with all my expertise, I'm going to sit home and wait for somebody else to employ me. You might never be employed.
Yes.
So how do you move
So how do you repurpose?
Okay.
And here's an idea for you. When you're in the e-commerce company, you served their clients, all right? Now, their clients don't want to be served. Even their clients want to become their own.
Yes.
In other words, I'm also thinking about how to sell my products. I need to go online. Here is the gap. Everybody who has got a product at home needs to become e-commerce knowledgeable. Here is your gap.
So you become the one who helps the businesses go online.
Yes.
You become the one who helps the businesses understand this platform.
Exactly.
So you've actually employed yourself, and they need you.
They need you.
They do.
Yeah. Go today. Seriously, check on Facebook. Just look there and see how badly people are selling their products.
Yes.
They just post them there. They just throw them all over the place. Go to Instagram. Go to whatever. Their information is there. Get in touch.
Yes.
I can help you. Go back to the why. Explain to them why. Go back to the affordability.
Yes.
How is it going to? Affordability in this means how much are they willing to pay to do better business, to make more money? In other words...
And how much are they losing by not knowing what you want to teach them?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And then quality. How are you going to repurpose them to have more quality, a better presence, more effective, show them how they are losing business and how you could benefit them.
And remember what you said earlier.
Yes.
That now you cannot charge what you charged when you're in a facility.
Nope.
Now you're saying your cost, you're not talking about cheap,
nope.
But we are talking about coming to a place of charging something that will afford you more clients.
In simple terms, don't come and tell me these are my rates. Rates died. Rates died are long dead, RIP. Rates now mean what is the size of my business? Do homework on me.
Okay.
What is the potential of my business? Do homework on me. Therefore, that's where you get your rate from.
Yes.
It has to be affordable to me in a way that I will still make money.
Okay. So are you saying that also, that you have 5 different clients?
Yes.
Whose rates could be different?
Completely.
Okay.
Because their businesses are not the same.
Yes.
Their target markets are not the same. There's no one size fits all anymore. It depends on the client.
Yes.
Some of those clients might cost you peanuts. You might make peanuts, but you're making a name. Value proposition.
Which is what you need. Which is what you need
when
you're starting.
And you need their stats to show the next person and the next person. A day will come when somebody will pay you 20 times all of them because they are bigger, but they are your proof.
That this thing works.
They are your new CV.
So there's this one person who comes and says, yes, I've just come from school, and now with COVID, of course, I want to start giving my services. No CV, no nothing.
Yes.
No experience.
Yes.
But you want to come and charge like a company that has been in the market for 20 years. Now you have to ask yourself, do I go back? Like what you're saying. Some people even you can do for free.
Exactly.
Just to prove your quality.
And listen, don't come and tell me that whatever I'm selling, it could be maize and beans, it could be shoes. You can sell to 1 million people. Listen, I don't have the infrastructure to sell to 1 million.
Yes.
I don't have the logistics to sell to 1 million.
Yes.
I just want to sell 30 pieces.
Yes.
Show me how to sell 30 pieces. In other words, the little I'm giving you, you didn't have.
Yes.
So this is the time that you keep adjusting.
That's something we need to talk about before we leave this specific point.
Yes.
Because there are so many people who lose clients because they feel like I normally charge
I was a big
$1,000.
Yes.
So you're telling me $400 and I'm like, no, I don't do that.
Well, somebody else will.
I think some of these people need to follow Elon Musk.
Yeah, somebody else will.
See, when you talk about open source.
Yeah, because let me tell you why you'd rather build your reputation faster than you think. Because some of the things that you are charging for, people will soon find how to do them.
Yes.
So you'd rather build a reputation and grow than Try and sell what can be found.
I love this generation because they have come to a place where they know sell something at $1.
Yep.
But you're selling to a million
more people
online.
Exactly.
And you're not just selling to your location.
Yes.
If I'm in Africa, I'm selling to the globe.
Exactly.
So come to understand that you can have a product that you're selling here,
yes,
but it is going more so when you talk of virtual shops.
Yes.
You could be selling in Kenya
and globally to the world. Now let me show you another level.
Yeah.
You can become a cashless investor.
Okay. Explain.
You know, we always think of investors as people who put money in a company.
Yes.
Now think of a cashless investor where you invest your value. You come to me and say, look, I'm looking at your products and your capacity. I know you can't afford me, but I have the capacity to make you sell. I'm willing to bring my knowledge and technology to you, and you'll give me a percentage of sales.
Remember we talked about collaboration.
Simple.
Not competition.
Yes.
Collaboration means I have the expertise.
Yes.
You have the product.
Exactly.
Somebody else might have the finances.
Yes.
Somebody else might have maybe a virtual platform that we require. Let's all come together. Let's collaborate.
I can see that what you're missing is my expertise.
Yes.
If you had my expertise, you'd make millions. So what is my investment? My expertise. Not money.
But I think so many people, when they are stuck in the past, where they felt what I have can make you millions. And you're like, my friend, it will not make millions without my product.
Yes.
We need to come together. Understanding collaboration. Say, yes.
Even if you have 100 maize seeds, if you don't plant them, they are just that, seeds.
They're seeds.
So
if I have the ground,
yes,
you need me.
If you don't find a farm to put them in,
yes,
nothing's going to happen.
So you could be sitting here saying, I have 100,000 seeds.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, it's okay.
It's okay.
I have the
If you don't plant them,
I have the farm.
You keep your seeds.
Let's collaborate.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's where we need to go.
Yes. Now, I think, yeah.
I'm just saying that if you don't think that way, we're just talking about you becoming the e-commerce company, but forget all the trappings of company.
Yes.
Forget those ideas of infrastructure, my technology, how many years of experience. Nobody cares. We want to see results.
Actually, where we are is where we call it business unusual. Keep tracking.